Welcome back, everyone, to the Cinnabar Island Draft League explanation of the rules. This is actually the first time we're explaining the rules on video, but welcome back anyway. Alright, so today we're going to talk about trades and free agencies. So they are pretty self-explanatory. Trades are when two teams decide to exchange Pokemon from either team. You're allowed 2 per week. So you can change your team quite drastically with that alone. You don't need to reach out to the commissioners until you and the other person have solidified that trade. So you don't need to reach out and say, hey, can I trade with so-and-so, please? You go ahead and just handle that. And if you and that other person can come to a deal, it's always 1 for 1. It can never be 2 for 1. But if you come to that deal, you let us know, and then we'll make it official. And it will be official the very next day. You can do 2 of those a week. Now, free agencies, you are also allowed to do 2 of those per week. So if you're able to make 2 trades and 2 free agencies in a week, you just changed half your team. We made this so that way there could be a lot of variability in teams. You can make sure that your team never is stale and you can continue to test out new Pokemon. Now, if it gets a little too imbalanced, or if things are happening too frequently, like maybe a person is they have 4 new Pokemon every week, or it's a Pokemon that's on one team and it shifts from another team and another team and another team, and an opponent is facing the same Pokemon like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, we're gonna put a stop to that. We're gonna put a pause on that and say, okay, we know that you all want to make this trade, but for this week, this specific Pokemon will have to stay on this team. And then maybe the next week it could be traded again. We'll look into that if that rises up. Now, with the free agencies, you will have to submit a form, and I can show you that form. Make sure. Good. So you're going to put in your team name and Discord name so we know who you are. If you haven't come up with a team name yet, you got some time, but not too much time. Don't take your time. We're just kidding. It's not that important, but it is. I think it really brings the heart of the team together. So try to come up with a name. There's plenty online. So we re-explain the priority rule on the waiver in case you forgot it. And one more time, we'll explain it as many times as you like. But players that do not make a free agency for a week, that is Sunday at midnight, 12 a.m. midnight, to Saturday, 11:59 p.m., they'll gain a +1 priority on their next free agency pick, and this can stack for up to 3 weeks to a +3 priority, and the priority cannot be increased any further after that. So you have quick attack priority, that's +1, extreme speed priority, that's a +2, and a fake out priority, which is a +3. We tried to match the Pokemon lingo to make it, a little more unique. Each of the priorities can beat the one that comes before it. So fake out can beat extreme speed, extreme can beat quick attack, and quick attack beats 0 priority, just like in the game. Unfortunately, there's no inner focus to stop from being faked out. And then you can click this if you want. Oh no, sorry. You can click this if you want, and there's just a Pikachu mask guy. Now we ask you to put in your free agency priority there. If you don't know, just hit I don't know. Or if you have none, then put none. And if you really don't remember, just hit I don't know. We made it a requirement, so you need to at least fill out one of these. And if there's some reason that you put in the wrong priority, like you think you have a +1, but you actually have a +2, we're going to know because we're keeping track of it too. What Pokemon will you be dropping? So let's say you have a awesome Diglett. You're like, man, I have this Diglett. I was going to do these really cool Diglett things. But now you're like, I don't want Diglett anymore. I want Wiglet instead. I think Wiglet is superior to Diglett. So you are going to then write in the name Diglett right here under short answer. And then the Pokemon that you would like to acquire, you will write Wiglet in your case. And we also included a list of the banned Pokemon. You will notice that Pecharunt is not on that list, but Pecharunt is banned. The new mythical from the Paldean Pokedex from Kitakami. It is not going to be used in this league this season, so you cannot put Pecharunt. So if there's any errors with your free agency form, we will let you know. Like, hey, you wanted a Pokemon that's actually not in the game or it's banned. Then you can do another one instead. No problem. The free agency forms will, whatever you wanted, it will take in effect the following next day, the next calendar day. So at the latest 24 hours, at the soonest, if you somehow submitted it at 11:59, it'll be 1 minute or 2 minutes, however that works. 1 minute. Yeah. So just so you know. Also, we will not be doing any on Sunday. That's the only exception. So if for some reason that you submitted your free agency form on Saturday, you submitted it on Saturday 11:59, and you're like, man, I'm gonna get this Pokemon, it's gonna be great, I'm gonna use it for my battle on Sunday, you cannot. We suggest you wait to have your battle on Monday, and then you will have your Pokemon on Monday. They are first come, first served. So it doesn't matter if you drop a Magikarp or if you drop, hypothetically in the future, you drop a Lugia. It doesn't matter. You will get that Pokemon if you are the first one to submit your free agency form. Unless you get beaten by someone with a greater priority. And the last thing having to do with that is the release rule. So if a Pokemon leaves your team, you can't get it back. So let's say you have this really cool Pokemon, you have Whimsicott. You love your Whimsicott. But for your next match, maybe you don't need Whimsicott, so you decide to drop it in free agency and you grab something else. You grab Arcanine. You're like, okay, drop the Whimsicott, got Arcanine. I don't know what I'm thinking, but for some reason I'm doing it. And then the week after, you're like, you know what? I want Whimsicott again. Well, you can't get it back. If a Pokemon leaves your team that season, it's never coming back to you. It is our release rule. So we're hoping that'll balance things out too. And again, this is our first season implementing these things. This is our first season of this league. So please have patience with us as we're doing this. We're trying to make this unique and fun. And if for some reason it ends up unbalanced, or it breaks the game, we'll reevaluate for season 2 and we'll make it better and we'll make it more balanced. Thank you for being a part of this, and we hope you have a great time this season. We hope nothing but good RNG, critical hits, flinches, all of those wonderful things to help you have the most successful time in the island of Cinnabar. Take care, lay back, relax, and we'll catch you on the next one.